Home sellers in Florida are facing a crisis. We're going to talk about that today because a lot of home sellers are not feeling the love. Where is the love? Well, not the same kind of love their neighbors felt a year ago, but I want to make sure I share with you the many things that are in your favor if you are a resale home seller, so stick around. YouTube friends, Catherine Newman here. Today I want to discuss with you the challenges that a lot of home sellers are facing right now in the current market. You know as well as I do that this is not the same market as it was even 6 months ago. So a lot of home sellers are very frustrated with the way things are going. So we're going to talk about what those challenges are in today's market. And I also want to make sure I share with you some ideas on things that could be in your favor. Maybe you're not capitalizing on. I want to make sure I'm helping you out in that area if you're thinking about selling or you currently have your home on the market. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by to check it out. And I hope that you'll stick around for the magic carpet ride. Oh, why don't you come with me, little girl, on a magic carpet ride? So we talk about these aspects of Manatee and Sarasota County, the things that are going on in the real estate markets here. And if you find value, I really appreciate it if you'd like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel so I can keep making content that helps answer the questions you might have about these markets. So one of the biggest things that resale home sellers have against them in today's market is that they are going up and competing against new construction home builders. And these new construction home builders, what are they doing? They're offering incentives.
I'm a millionaire. That's the difference.
And why are these builders able to offer incentives? Well, they have deeper pockets than you do, Mr. Home Seller. Unfortunately, for the most part, right? I don't know you. You might be a billionaire. Woohoo! Good for you. But most builders, they have bigger pockets. Maybe they build all over the country. They have their own lenders, they have their own title companies, that sort of thing. They have more resources to offer buyers certain incentives. So let's look at a few incentives here from some of our local builders. So you see a lot of these incentives are going to help pay for the buyer's closing costs, all of their closing costs. Sometimes they use them for prepaid. Sometimes they're able to use some of those incentives to buy down the interest rate, which is really, really huge right now because rates are hovering around 7% and probably will for the rest of this year, maybe just below 7%. So if you were a buyer and you didn't have a lot of out-of-pocket money and you go look at resale homes, but you also go and look at new construction, well, those new construction builders are saying, hey, we're going to give you $20,000 to pay for your closing costs. That's $20,000 they don't have to bring to the table. And a lot of resale home sellers are not able to give those kinds of incentives, certainly not able to give an incentive to buy down an interest rate. Another punch in the gut that resale sellers have right now is that homeowners insurance prices are much higher for older homes than they are for new construction. You're seeing it, I'm seeing it. We had our homeowners insurance premium go up this year. And our home is only 9 years old. Now, 9 years old, I know, in the current market seems kind of old, but those prices are real to people. And buyers not only feeling the pinch of higher interest rates, but they're also afraid of what the homeowner's insurance premium is going to be for their home. Many people, as you know, have been dropped by their carrier. Many people have carriers that have left the state.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.
Yes, they have left the building, and now they're faced with either higher premiums or they can't find a policy at all. So if you're selling your home right now, remember, buyers are coming in wondering how much is the homeowner's insurance going to be on this resale home. Another aspect that home sellers have against them is that new construction homes are built to the current hurricane building codes. Why is that important? Well, a lot of you remember a little hurricane we got hit with last year named Ian. And that is very, very fresh on the minds of home buyers when they're coming down here. And when they look at your house and it's older than it's built to whatever the codes were at that time when your home was built. And you know as well as I do, every time you turn on television, you're hearing about climate change. And so they're forecasting that we're going to see these huge, massive hurricanes more and more often. There's global warming happening, and that is a big concern for home buyers. Another challenge home sellers are facing is that new construction homes have a better chance of reaching a little bit more appreciation and equity levels more quickly than a resale home. Now, of course, that's different depending on where you are, the community you're in, how valuable that community is. But for the most part, remember, builders incrementally increase their prices, their base pricing on houses, or maybe the premiums on the lots or whatever. And so it's very likely that if someone gets in on a new community, early on in a new community, they're able to build equity a little more quickly than a resale home. This challenge that resale homeowners face is a real one because new construction homes offer features and amenities and interior finishes that a lot of today's home buyers are looking for. Now, it's not all home buyers who want to see white cabinets or gray cabinets, but overall, the majority of buyers are looking for interior finishes that are more fresh than maybe we even had 9 or 10 years ago. And new construction homes are able to offer buyers the kinds of trends in interior finishes that they've been seeing on TV and that they've been seeing in magazines for several years now. And so that is something that is a challenge for resale home sellers if you still have interior finishes from 10, 15 years ago. And another challenge that resale home sellers are facing right now is that buyers have more choices. So even though inventory levels are still low, both in Manatee and Sarasota County, we're still hovering around 3 months worth of supply, which is still low. Buyers, though, have more choices than they did a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So at the beginning and in the middle of the pandemic, buyers didn't have anything to choose from because they couldn't go to new home sellers because nobody was building, right? Because home builders were also in lockdown. They couldn't get supplies, they couldn't get workers. And so where did these buyers have to go? They had to go to resale homes and buy pre-owned homes. And that's why they were driving the prices up. They were having to take whatever they could find because people still needed a place to live. That's not the case anymore. Buyers have choices. And if they're going to resale homes, they're also going to new construction homes, and they're weighing the pros and cons of each. So those are the things that buyers have in the options now, new construction, that they don't have when they come through resale homes. So before we go over several options that you might have in your favor as a resale home seller, I want to make sure that we go over the current stats. We're just going to talk about Manatee and Sarasota counties, the current stats for new construction and resale homes, so you have an idea of what these buyers are seeing when they meet with their agent. I know when I meet with buyers, we're looking on the MLS, and I always encourage my buyers, unless they are dead set on new construction, I always encourage them to look at both just so that they have a better range of what's out there in the market. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What is the difference? So let's quickly look over the numbers, the stats, where we are in our current market for new construction versus resale homes.
So right now we're just going to talk about two of the hottest selling areas right now in both Manatee and Sarasota counties. And of course, that's Parrish, which is 34219. And right now we're going to look at Parrish 34219 area code. And we're looking just right now at new construction homes. You'll see that as of today's date, and of course, many of you will look at it when it's not today's date. So just know these numbers change daily. But as of right now, 296 listings for new construction. The median for all is about a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. And they typically have about 2,200 square feet. And they're going about the 460, just under 460, $460,000. So that's what's going on right now for new construction. And if we look at Parrish's existing home sales, which are resale homes, you'll notice there's only 136 total listings, of course, as of today's date. And they're averaging about, as a median for all, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. Their median year build is about 2015. And they're about 2,156 square feet. And you see right here that the median sales price, or listing price, not sales price, but listing price, is right under $560,000. And if we look at Lakewood Ranch new construction homes, we'll notice that there are 154 total active listings, again, as of this date. And we're noticing a median of 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about a 2022 year build, about 2,047 square feet, so a little less than what you're seeing as a median in Parrish. And these homes are starting median about $525,000. That's for new construction in Lakewood Ranch. And here, if we look at Lakewood Ranch resale homes, these are homes that people already live in and they're selling. The active number of listings as of today's date, 381 active listings. So it's kind of the opposite of Parrish. You'll see there's more resale homes on the market in Lakewood Ranch than there are in Parrish. And of course, their median is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, about a 2014 year built, about 2,100 square feet. And these resales are medianly priced about $650,000. Now let's quickly go back to 2022 and compare it to May, June, and July of 2023. So we're just looking at May, June, and July of 2022 versus May, June, and July of 2023. We'll see for Parrish, Florida, the median list price for new construction last year for those 3 months was right under $448,000. Look at today, the median list price for new construction is $438,000. So we're seeing that price decrease a little bit for new construction in Parrish. And if we look at the median sold price for new construction, May, June, and July of 2022, with 116 closed sales, right at $452,000. Whereas today, May, June, and July of 2023, 366 closed sales. So more sales in new construction because we have more inventory and the price has come down right under $435,000. So we are seeing a decrease from last year. We look over at Parrish, the median list price for resale homes in May, June, and July of 2022, $530,000. And the median list price for resale homes right now, May, June, and July of 2023, $500,000. So again, a pretty good difference there from last year to now. The median sold price in Parrish for resale homes during those 3 months was 202 closed sales, right about $540,000. And in Parrish right now, May, June, and July, 179 closed sales. And look at that price, people, $495, right under $500,000. So we are seeing less closed sales. Of course, the interest rates have gone up and that sort of thing. But we're seeing prices come down a little bit, and that is good news for buyers, not as great news for sellers. So keep that in mind if you have your home on the market right now in Parrish, Florida. So let's look at the same data for the same months, May, June, and July of 2022, 2023 for Lakewood Ranch. And I should have said before, I'm looking at condos, townhomes, villas, and single family. Those are the 4 types that I'm looking at for each Parrish area and for the Lakewood Ranch area. And of course, the Lakewood Ranch zip codes are 34212, 34211, and 34202. Look here at Lakewood Ranch. Median list price for new construction in 2022 in those 3 months was $606,000. Now look at it for these 3 months, May, June, and July of 2023. The price is $561,950, right under $562. So you can see the prices come down significantly. Of course, they're smaller houses and all that sort of thing, but this gives you a great comparison. The median sold price for new construction, those 3 months in 2022 with 155 closed sales, was $607,335. Right now, May, June, and July of 2022, look how many more sales, 361 closed sales. And the price has come down in Lakewood Ranch to right under $559,000. Now, the median list price for resale homes in 2022, those 3 months, was $650,000 in Lakewood Ranch. Right now, it's about the same. It's only come down about $1,000 for 2023. And the median sold price for resale homes in Lakewood Ranch, there were 571 closed sales, right under 673,000. And median sold price for resale homes this year, the same 3 months, 528 closed sales. So a few less closed sales the last 3 months, May, June, and July of 2023. But look at the price, people. 632,500. So in both markets, the hottest market selling right now, these home prices have come down. We have more inventory, buyers have more to choose. If you are a seller in either market or you're thinking about selling, you really need to be realistic about where the price needs to be, because they are not the same prices as they were a year ago. They are less.
So it's always good to know the stats so that when you're trying to sell your home, you're aware of what's going on in the market around you, not just what your neighbors are telling you or what you're seeing on Zillow or Realtor.com or Homes.com, but you really know the stats for your local area. So I wanted to make sure that we went over that just to give you a picture of what we're facing right now in today's local market. So let's get into the many things that you might have in your favor if you're going to sell your resale home. Things you have in your favor. Number one, your house may be a quicker move-in option than waiting for new construction. So yes, we know that there are a few builders that probably have quick move-ins, meaning they're all ready to go, and there are, because I take buyers pretty much daily around to both resale and new construction in these two counties, and there are some that do have some quick move-ins. However, there are actually more homes that are inventory homes, meaning they're not going to be ready for the next 3, 4, 5 months. So it might be that your house is a better option for a buyer. Maybe they're moving here for a job. Maybe they've got to get the kids into a school district before school starts, or they want to get them into school and not rent something for a few months. And of course, you know, rentals are difficult to find. So your home might be a really quick move-in option. Things you may have in your favor. Number two, well, if your home is older than 5 years, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years older, you likely have more square footage than a lot of the new construction homes that are being built, and that is something that could work in your favor. It is true that over the last few years, builders have decreased the amount of square footage. Why? Well, because during the pandemic, there weren't supplies being made. When they had supplies, they were few and far between. And then we had all of the trying to ship the supplies. And so all of those costs went up. As you know, lumber went up, interior finishes, cabinetry, carpet, that sort of thing. And right now, one of the biggest things that they're facing is electrical meters, trying to get meters to put on houses. And those are real issues. So because they had all of those issues and all of those products and supplies are increased now in price, builders had to compensate, of course, and pull back on the square footage of their homes. So when you go around to new construction communities, you're going to see that homes are much smaller than they were, say, 5, 10 years ago. And don't feel sorry for those builders, because they are making up the money in other ways. Thing your house might have that can be in your favor. Number 3, your house might be on a much larger lot and or have more space between the houses than what builders are currently giving in new communities. So I've said this before, when I'm driving buyers around both new communities and resale communities, when we go into some of these new communities, they are saying the same thing every time. Wow, these houses are on top of each other. And you know it's true if you've driven through any of these communities, they are a lot closer together because codes have changed and they're allowing more density. So we have over a quarter acre of a lot, and we have lots of space between our neighbors. But newer communities, they just don't have maybe 10, maybe 12. If they get 12 feet between their houses, that's a good thing. Typically right now it's 10 feet between the houses, and they're on much smaller lots. So if you have a home that has a much larger lot than new construction and you have some space between the houses, make sure you're capitalizing on that in your home description if you're selling your home, or make sure your agent is capitalizing on that to make sure people know that you have some space between your houses because it is a big deal to buyers. Aspect in your favor number 4. I hear this all the time, where a lot of buyers are coming down from other states or coming over from different countries, and they have an idea of what Florida is supposed to look like, and they drive around and see these lush communities that have very mature landscaping, mature trees, mature foliage, and then they go in new construction communities and it's all brand new. They just put in these little tiny trees. They're all being held up with a stake or something. And that's kind of a turnoff for buyers. So perhaps you live in a community where the community already has mature foliage, mature lush landscaping. That's a real plus for buyers. So again, make sure you're capitalizing on that aspect of if your home and your community has that sort of look, because it is a look that many home buyers are wanting today. Thing in your favor number 5. Well, your community might be all built out by now, whereas new construction communities still have building going on and could be going on for 5 or 7 years. There's construction debris. They crowd the streets when they're working on houses. There are those many dumpsters in the community. So it might be real advantageous for buyers to see your home because the community is completely built out. There's no more noise or construction trucks coming in and out, and that can be a real plus for home buyers. In your favor number 6, well, maybe your home already offers them a great enclosed outdoor living space and or pool. So why do I mention this? Well, because again, people come down to Florida or move to Florida from other countries because they have an image of what Florida living is like. And a lot of people move here like you did, like I did, to enjoy the year-round summer vacation kind of feel, what we call a staycation. We like to live in our outdoor living spaces. Well, with new construction, most builders are not offering much of an outdoor living space. Now, many of the homes do come with a lanai, a covered lanai area, but I don't know if you've seen them recently. Usually they're pretty small, tiny little areas, and if home buyers want a bigger area, they would have to pay someone to come in, pour some concrete, maybe just put pavers and extend it. Builders are also, for the most part, not offering a screen enclosure around that lanai area. So that's something that most of my buyers are having to do after the fact. And again, that costs money that they're going to have to take out of their pocket after just buying a new construction home. So the fact that you already have a great outdoor living space is very, very, very important to many buyers coming down here from other states or from other countries. So again, make sure that you are capitalizing on that aspect that your house may have, that outdoor living space, so that you are a home that those buyers, they think they want new construction, but maybe they'll come and look at a resale home just for that reason so they can start enjoying the outdoor living space day one. Thing in your favor number 7. Your home may be in a less crowded community than new construction homes. Again, new construction homes now are building more density. So as the houses are closer and closer together, they're building way more houses. And you might live in a community where there's only a few hundred homes as opposed to 1,200 homes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Thing in your favor number 8. Your home might be in a community where the HOA fees are lower, or maybe the CDD fees are lower because you built it several years ago, or maybe there's no CDD fee at all. Now remember, a lot of buyers are coming here like we did from Colorado. I'd never heard of a CDD fee. They don't have them in Colorado, or they didn't back then, 10 years ago. So that's a new thing for people when they move here, and you have to explain it to them. And again, if you're not sure what a CDD fee is and why builders charge it, make sure you look at this video. I was going to say it's over here, but really it's over here. This video here. Make sure you look at that video. That's where I explain what a CDD fee is, why they charge it, what it's used for, that sort of thing. But you might live in a community like I do where we don't have a CDD fee, and we're kind of happy about that. We also live in a community where our HOA dues are not very expensive. Of course, we don't have a lot of amenities, but we were cool with that. But if you live in a community and you're going to sell your home and your HOA dues are not as expensive as some of the new construction HOA dues or CDD combined, then, capitalize on that when you have your home listed. Make sure it's in the description. Make sure people are seeing, hey, we're going to save money at this resale house, not paying so much in HOA and CDD fees. Which leads me to thing in your favor number 9. You might have lower taxes at your home. Why? Well, because it's older. It's built in a different year. So maybe your taxes are a lot lower, and that's something that is also attractive to buyers because new construction taxes are usually calculated at about 1.5%. Sometimes it's a little lower, 1.5% of the sales price. So on a $500,000 house, well, that's a lot of money, right? So you might have taxes that are below that. We have taxes that are below that. New construction homes do typically have a little bit higher taxes. So that's something that you might want to point out to would-be potential home buyers for your home. Number 10 for things you might have in your favor, and I'm going to kind of caveat this because this really depends on how well you have maintained your home and the mechanical components of your home during the time you have lived there. And I say that because I do hear from home buyers that new construction homes, sometimes they believe new construction homes are not built as well as homes were years ago. Because I'm hearing a lot sometimes people are like, I don't like that new construction house because they throw those things up in a day. Well, they don't really throw them up in a day, I can assure you. However, I do hear that comment a lot. And I do have buyers that believe, whether it's true or not, that an older home might be a more solidly built home. Now, don't go talking bad about new construction because you can't say that, right? You can't know if your home is built better than a new construction home. However, buyers do make that comment a lot to me, especially if they're coming from the Northeast, that they're looking for a home that is a little bit older because in their minds they believe that it's been built way better than any kind of new construction right now.
What if this is as good as it gets?
So there you go. I hope these things have helped you to think of some things about your house that probably new construction doesn't offer and gives you an idea of things you can capitalize on when you are trying to sell your home. Again, today's market is so different than it was even 6 months ago. So you have to really strategize a great marketing plan if you're trying to sell your home. And if you're not working with an agent, I'd love to meet with you. If it's something you're thinking about, you kind of want to know what the value is on your home and what's it going to take, what kind of marketing ideas that we can come up with to really get your home out there. And I will say this too, every home, even though you might have a home that's the same as several of the other homes in your community, every home should be treated very uniquely and have its own marketing strategy. At least that's my feeling, because your home has different features that maybe every other home doesn't have and vice versa. So if that's you and you're curious about the value of your home and you want to know what kind of marketing should go into selling it and what the price should be and all that stuff, make sure you reach out. I'd be happy to talk with you. Be honored to talk with you about that. Give you an idea of what's best for you right now in today's market. And if you got some value out of this video, maybe you got some ideas, maybe you're thinking of how you can market your home, then I would love for you to like this video and please subscribe to this YouTube channel so I can continue to put out some content that's valuable to you. I'm Catherine Newman. I look forward to seeing you next week. See you then.